But thank y'all for setting the mic up. I'll use it because y'all did it. So there you go. How y'all doing? All right, let me be the first to say, every time I do these things, I tell everybody, there is no question that is off limits, ever. So that means you can ask whatever you want. I don't care what it's about. I don't care if y'all want to talk about bass or music or food or whatever. Don't hesitate to ask. Don't be all shy. That's the first thing, all right? Y'all got that? Can I trust that y'all ain't going to be nervous? I'm the one that's up here, so, and I sure ain't doggone nervous. Like, I don't care, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So if I ain't nervous, I don't want y'all to be nervous, okay? I sure can. I told you, see, I'm so used to like just hollering like I just did. I don't have to holler now. But y'all heard what I said, right? Don't be nervous. No question is off limits. You can ask whatever you want, no matter what it is. That's the first thing. Towards the end, appreciate you, Sean, man. Y'all give a round of applause to Sean back there, man. He introduced me to everybody. Y'all give a round of applause for this beautiful music store here. I really do appreciate y'all having me out, man. I ain't been to Florida in a minute, man. It feels good to be down here. It's not that hot, so I was able to wear my kimono jacket like I wanted to. Normally when I come down here, it's scorching. And y'all be killing folks out here with this heat, but it's all right today. We're going to be good today. So the last thing, though, y'all see it's another amp up here, right? Do you know why? Why? Exactly. So go back to the first thing I said about the nerves. Don't be nervous. Don't be shy, all right? If you want to come up and play towards the end, we jam out. We'll do like what we used to do where I come from. I'm from Flint, Michigan. We used to do these jams where everybody just rotate. You know what I'm saying? So just come up, play a couple notes, let the homie up, play a couple notes, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to do that. Can I count on y'all to participate? If not, I'll just be, I don't have no problem with playing a million notes by myself. I'll do it. I'll just tune y'all out like y'all jokers ain't even here, and I'll just shed and practice myself. You feel me? You hear what I'm talking about? All right. Let's see. All right, I'm going to grab my bass. Who's going to be first? Any questions? It's got to be something, because when y'all was back there taking them pictures, it was question. Yes, sir. What happened? Oh, yeah, conical, yeah. What do you want? You want me to? Okay. Indian music is where I get a lot of my inspiration. Obviously, yeah, I grew up in church. I am a church boy. Still to this day, I'm going to be a church boy till I die. And I learned a lot from church, from gospel music, but I learned a lot as far as my ear from Indian music and also Arabic music. History lesson, they're not the same. I know we live in America, and a lot of times we just kind of put everything, people still think Chinese food is Japanese food. It is not. They hate that. It's like if you go to South America and you say Mexico, it's not the same. It is not the same. So Indian music and Arabic music, night and day. One thing I do, well, it's a million things I appreciate about those genres or those styles of music and the culture is technically they don't have any rules musically. So in other words, you know, here in Western theory or mainstream music, when you turn on the radio, what you hear on the radio, that's Western theory, songs that are made with Western theory, right? You know, a one chord, a 4 chord and a 5 chord and a 6 chord and all this kind of stuff, all that kind of stuff. But over there, you know, they may do a song in D minor and 10 people will be singing the note D, but the older lady will be singing it like 40 cent flat on purpose. There'll be somebody else singing 40 cent sharp on purpose. So you hear all 10 of these people singing this D, and it's like it sounds like that, like bees. It's on purpose. I love that. Now trying to apply that to our music, oh, it's tough because the Joker here and be like, oh, you need to tune your bass and you say you playing a fretless. No, I'm not playing no fretless. I'm just trying to be on my India right now. That's all. Let me do my India right now. But yeah, I'm a mess around with some of that stuff for sure. I appreciate that you even mentioned the conical stuff. South Indian stuff is, if you ever want to expand your ear and your imagination, you give yourself a month of just listening to the classical Indian music, the Carnatic stuff, the raga and rag, and even if you start listening to like the Sufi Qawwali stuff, that's more religious stuff. But y'all ever seen? Yeah, that junk is going crazy. That's going crazy. All right, let me grab my bass. All right, y'all. I know you got some more questions.
I got one.
Yes, sir.
So, you like gospel and you raised in
Absolutely.
church. Have you found a good church home out in Los Angeles since you've moved there?
Okay. Well, my wife is from there. She grew up in Linwood and / Downey, California. A lot of my family on my father's side is from California. I got a couple of cousins that's in the music industry. Y'all know of a drummer named Nissan Stewart? Yeah, that's my first cousin, and his brother Rapture Stewart. Rapture is the guy that produced that Rock the Boat, the Aaliyah song. Yeah, him and my other cousin Eric Seats. So my uncle had a church out there in Cali. Obviously, it's family church. So when I moved to LA, I went to visit my family's church. Do I have a home church? No, I just visit a lot of different places. I love going to Bishop Noel Jones Church, even though I haven't been there in I don't know how long because of traveling and stuff like that. The president of Groove Gear, I visit his church sometimes, Jay Baltimore. The church I play at every Sunday that I'm home is this church called Faith Fellowship in Corona, California. It's like an hour away from LA, but I love it out there. Don't really have a home church though. I just kind of just go around and visit everybody, Go to West A sometimes, West Angeles. I'm sure y'all heard of that. My boy Eddie Brown plays over there. Visit where Andrew Goucher used to play sometimes. Yeah, it's a million churches in LA. I'm sure it's a million churches down here too. I mean, which is a good thing. We need it. So, yeah. No problem. All right. Yes, sir. These shoes? Where'd I get these? My wife got these for me at a Nike outlet in Alpine, California. It's like on the other side of San Diego. She went down there and she saw them. I was out of town and she took a picture and was like, do you like these? And I was like, what you think? Yeah, I like them joints. They colorful in the mug. Yeah, I want to get them like right now. Yeah. And I just started back wearing sneakers. Like normally I wear ninja shoes all the time. And do y'all call them sneakers out here? Okay, well, where I come from, we call them just tennis shoes. I don't know if y'all do that out here too. I know I'm on the East Coast. Like I say pop. Most people be like, no, it's not pop. It's soda. Pop. Drink pop. And then some people say soda pop. Yeah, pop, man, pop. But yeah, my wife got these joints for me because, you know what I'm saying? They nice. Yeah. Yeah, so. Anything else? Anything? Yes.
The strings. I'm curious about the
all right.
the pattern, the coloring, yeah.
So these are labella strings. I use all labella strings. Every string that labella makes for bass, I use them. Every string, even stuff that y'all have never seen before that he'll prototype. And Eric Coco is the guy. He'll just send me like, hey, I just made these last week. Let me know what you think. And I'll put them on my bass. That's actually what these were. And I've had these on this bass for, yikes, like 2 years. They're nylon tapered or taped. Tapered, taped? Y'all got it. You know where I'm going with this. Nylon taped strings. And these were a prototype. He just made them and was like, yeah, I put some red stuff in there and they're nice. See how you like them. And I liked them. They still on my bass, as you can see. And then finally, like, people saw a couple of the pictures and the videos, and 1 million people was like, where are those strings that Bubby Lewis was using? So then he started making them, but he only did like a couple thousand packs, and they sold in like, yeah. So around NAMM show, Winter NAMM show, that's generally when he does these limited edition runs. He'll have like green and gold ones and blue. He did like some Laker ones and pink. Like, but yeah, and y'all can definitely come up here and check them out if you want to,
So they were all red?
Nope.
Oh, they were like that?
Yep, it's just like whatever this fancy Italian silk stuff he put in here, he just looped it around and just let it sit however it was gonna sit. But yeah, it's just like any, nylon taped strings. You see how it's no fret buzz, like no twang. I like the twang sometimes, but not today. So yeah, it's just smooth tone, Yes. You want to know something funny? Every time somebody asks me to do something that I did, I can't because I don't remember. Who was I talking to? We was talking about that in the back. I don't like, how could I say this? I don't really practice a pattern or a lick. Nothing wrong with that. And I think it's actually really cool if you have signature licks. Like Andrew Goucher, you could be 10 miles down the street and you can hear do 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 do, and you'll be like, oh, that must be Andrew Goucher, Like, but I feel like that's for the OGs, like, saying respect the OGs. Patitucci has signature licks, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I don't really have none. I just do whatever is gonna happen right at the time. So on today, y'all are probably gonna hear me play a million things, and I may listen back to it and I'm gonna be like, I don't even know how I did that or why. It just happens, I love these strings, man, because it wouldn't sound like that if it was so much twang, Yeah, I love it, man. It's easy to play. It does sound like a fretless a little bit. You can fake it. You can. You don't hear the click between the fret as much. It's there, but it's like, yeah. So, yes. Low B, G. In church, sometimes I will tune lower because of Andrew Goucher and Jimmy Newble and Joel Smith. I'll tune down to like a low A. I was telling somebody earlier, lowest I've tuned I think is F. But I don't know if anybody can sing that low, but it sounds great. It sounds great, especially in gospel and like some metal. Like math rock and stuff like that, those low notes really sound dope. They keep it full. Yeah. I saw somebody else with their hand up. I can't remember who. Yeah. Tom Kennedy is the reason why I started playing bass. Y'all know who Tom Kennedy is? Okay, y'all know who Dave Weckl is then. The Synergy album. I wanted to play drums because my sister plays drums. I suck at drums. I'm gonna just put it out there. I can't play drums. I really can't. I don't understand how people are able to multitask. You doing something right here, something here, here, and while moving and like vibing, I just can't do it. I can play like a simple little pocket, like slow, like what's that song I can play? Footsteps by the Isley Brothers. That's all I can do. But I wanted to play drums because I wanted to be able to chop. That's all I wanted. I wanted to be able to chop. I wanted to be Chris Coleman, and I wanted to be able to play metal, like double foot pedal. Grrr. I wanted to be able to do that, like Dragon Force and stuff. I can't though. I accepted it, and I can't do it. If I practice, I'm sure I could, but nah, it's just not my thing. It's not my calling. So, got a Dave Weckl CD, Synergy. And the song titled Synergy, I heard Tom Kennedy solo in the beginning. And my parents were going to get me a drum set, but I came to my dad and was like, Dad, actually, I want a bass. And he really didn't take me serious at that point. He was like, man, you switching up like seasons, you know what I'm saying? But I thank the Lord because he bought me the bass, and I love the bass. So it worked out. It definitely worked out. But Tom Kennedy, he's the start. He's the start of all of it. So, yeah. Oh, I don't see none in here. Sean, you ain't got no Court Kerbal 5s in the back there, do you? Let me say, I think, no shade to nobody, I think everybody makes something nice, and I'll never diss somebody's art, you know, like Court, but my action was so high on that bass. I mean, I kid you not, like, and the neck was bold. There was nothing I can do about it, and it had something weird. Like the G string had like 28 frets, the D string had like 26, and then all the rest of them had 24. It had that little skateboard ramp. Come on, cuz you like, it was all sharp down here, like. But that was my first bass though, man. So. I couldn't play no chords on that bass because the action was so high. But I practiced all day in the summertime, all day long, every day. I wasn't even taking showers. Shame on me. I was just in my room, I wasn't even eating. And that's like, me missing a meal is like, that's a serious offense. Like, I just don't do that. I was just practicing on that bass. But I think that the high action helped me get strength faster. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's good to practice with high action, but fortunately with MTD, I don't really have that issue no more. It was just right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Court Kerbal 5, man. Look it up when you get a chance. It's hysterical. It's got like a big horn right here, then a little petite horn right here, baby horn. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
Do you ever do anything like physical maintenance? Like,
Not really. I just do all these remedies that I heard people older than me say to do, like run your hands up under lukewarm water. I stretch them all the time. Like, it looks stupid, and I do it in the airport when I'm sitting. People be like, man, what's wrong with this cat? But I'll be like, I just, like, I don't know if it's really doing something. I heard it does, but I just do that. I've never really had an injury. Some terrible calluses. That's about it. Yeah, where I lost all my meat right there, and blood was all over my bass and stuff, but I still had to play the show. That happens once every year, probably. I don't know why still, because I've been playing a long time, but whatever. Yeah, so nothing severe. You had some...
sometimes when I rectify, play less or play a different bass. So I'm always asking someone.
What was it, more of your forearm, or...
One time if it was a certain bass, it was my thumb, but it was a really big neck.
Oh.
Now it's my pinky, which is weird. But I see a doctor for that. I'm just curious.
Your pinky?
Yeah, I'm not trying to make this about me, guys.
No, I mean, I'm just asking, because that's...
That's a weird one, something pinching in my elbow from sitting like this for too long. So
When you practice, do you sit down or do you stand up?
At that time when it got aggravated, I was sitting. Now I stand up.
Okay, other question. When you play standing up with a strap on, how low is your strap?
I've now lowered it because before it was higher. So I find if I'm bending it, like if I'm bending it too much, then it's,
Okay.
you see what I'm saying? So a little bit of which then it's like a balance because then you can mess up your wrist, all that jazz.
Okay, one thing I will say, this is Patitucci's fault. Actually, my straps generally will be up here. Now, this looks stupid if you doing a show with Snoop, like playing gin and juice, and you're like, do-do-do-do-do-do. You know what I'm saying? That junk looks really corny. But for me, I found out that that's more comfortable and I have less pain. And when I sit down and practice, do you play on your left leg or your right leg? Left leg has changed my life.
I've switched because of that, and it lessens the issue.
This, right, sitting like this, and a lot of times what I'll do, and I'll play. I can move around so much easier because it's like it's right here. You know what I'm saying? For chords. No matter what I'm gonna play, it's just better. I used to play like this all the time, and I was terrible. Like I used to be this guy. Yeah. It's on the side of me. This changed my life, and I don't feel anything. So I don't know how many people play on the left leg right now. 3 of y'all? 4? Y'all, I'm alone in here, man. Y'all. So everybody play on their right leg then. but it's I will say this though, it's different for different people. It's different for different people. It's a lot of people that don't like the classical way of doing the left leg. And I'll admit, when I first saw some of the homies playing like that, I was like, man, that junk looked corny. Like it just didn't look right to me. But it feels so much better. You can try it or you can not at all. You know, it's whatever works for you. That's what you gotta. That's one thing I learned with bass. You just gotta do what works best for you with anything. You just do what works best for you. Right? It's not like a regulation that you have to play classical style. You know? Yeah. Any. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. That left, man. And it's the way you're able to sit and even look at it if you want to. For slap, for sure, it's like the right leg just feel better. But I mean, I be seeing jokers with slapping with that mug on their left leg, and they be doing just fine. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. Goucher, he'll have a bass all the way back here and just be like, yang, 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 killing that mug. Like, he ain't even got to look at it. But yeah, left leg changed everything for me, man. It's when I record everything, and I prefer sitting down than standing up. Can't do it on the gig, but I would, if I could just sit down and just had a bass like right here on me, I'll be good all day long. I prefer that. You know, yeah. I'm telling y'all all my secrets, man. Anything else? I thought I saw somebody else. Yep.
So, the left leg, now, do you, as far as warming up, getting your hands warm, do you have a certain exercise you do? Or?
People have been asking me that for years. I didn't before, but because so many people asked me, I was like, let me think of something that might help people. So I'm going to show y'all exactly what I do now. All right? I'm going to sit down too, if that's okay. Can everybody see me? Yeah? All right. We'll play all of them, okay? Left leg, right? All right, so the first one I got from Nathan East. It's an old video. He had a Jerry curl. That's how you know it was a long time ago. Because it was a long time ago. He had a Jerry curl, man. And I mean, that mug was gooey too, like it shined and everything. But he did this. Y'all get that? Just skipping fingers, right? All right, so that's the first thing. Here's the other one. You get it. Go back. I call that the pyramid, right? Now some of y'all may be like, those seem kind of boring. So they were boring to me. So what I had to do is I had to come up with something that sonically sounded a little more vibrant and entertaining. So there's this thing I started doing randomly. Right? Now, that's the easy one. You do that down here. In the bigger register, it's gonna hurt. Right? There's one more. This is my favorite. Okay.
That's for the
All right. Praise the Lord, everybody. Amen. I was glad when they said unto me. All right. This next one, this is my favorite. Y'all ready? You get it? So. Get it? It's a finger twister. Now, the reason why that's my favorite is because you have to really think about what fingers you're going to use on each string. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then walk it back down. Right? Make sense? Y'all can take that to the bank. Okay, yeah, see, this feel good. I'm sitting down now. I feel like I could really get in there and dig in the note, man, you know? Who else had a question? Yes, I thought I saw you. My mentality while practicing, I just want to do something that's challenging. I feel like if I sit down to practice and it's easy, then it's not practice. I feel like I'm just playing something. So, for me, what I generally do is I rarely actually do those exercises. Very rarely. What I normally do when I sit down to practice, I grab my loop pedal or my multi-effects pedal and I loop some chords and I just solo. Yeah? Y'all want me to do it? Okay. Yeah, it's all improvised. I'm going to just, since you said Kanako, I'm going to play a couple of South Indian chord voicings too. Why not? All right. Let's see here. I'm going to just come up with some stuff on the spot. All right? Let's see here. Now I gotta listen back. Okay. Okay, the first three chords are really weird transition. This one, this. That's like Pakistan. Okay. All right. Okay, does this sound like a bunch of ruckus? What I'm doing, this is how I practice. What I'm doing is I'm trying to solo over the chord before it comes. I'm trying to train my mind to remember what's going on, and I'm trying to connect dots. So if I hear one idea over one chord, I'm telling myself in real time, all right, this next chord is coming. I got to be ready for it. That's how I practice. The reason why is because it always keeps me on my toes. And it's hard. And practice should be challenging, right? Now, y'all are probably out there like, what in the world was he playing? I don't know. I honestly don't know. For me, it's like, this is what I hear, so this is what I'm going to do, right? And we were talking earlier, you asked me about the scales and modes. How many people went to school for music? I congratulate the mess out of y'all. I really do. It's all right. I commend you because it's another language. Music itself is a language, but music theory is a language as well. It really is. I learned everything I know basically in church and just from listening to a bunch of different music. Even the Indian stuff. There's not really a textbook on Indian stuff. Like, for example, I'm gonna play this chord for y'all. What is this? What in the world is that? That's a D minor chord, like an old D minor chord from like old raga music from like the 1940s. Not this. That's a D minor chord but this. So, yes. It sounds like John McLaughlin. Because who did he used to exactly. So it makes sense, right? That right there, when I came across that kind of stuff, I realized, okay, there's more to music than just everything I'm hearing in church, everything everybody's telling me is good music, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So I was intrigued by that. I really was, man. So going back to like the theory stuff, I learned that everywhere in the world, they have their own theory. It's traditional and it may not be mainstream, but they have their own theory. So for me, I said to myself, okay, the Western theory is cool. Yeah, you turn on the radio, that's what you're going to hear. Bruno Mars, all the way going back to Mozart, blah, it's Western theory. But Mongolia, Japan, China, Iraq, Afghanistan, Lebanon, Dubai, Turkey, those last ones I was just naming, they all really sound Arabic, but even Turkish music is different than Arabic music. It is Arabic, some of it, but even how they write and how they construct their songs and how they build their chord voicings, it's all different. So it's just one of those situations. I had to just listen to the stuff in order to get it because there was no book. And in Flint, Michigan, there's no books at all. There's just farm and a couple grocery stores and water that people still ain't got clean water. But anyway, that's another topic. Yeah, so that's how I practice. I'm trying to expand my mind and just play what's in my imagination instead of practicing something and then using it later. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with practicing a lick. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's really cool if you can practice a lick and then remember it and actually execute it properly. I pat people on the back that can do that. I've never really been good at doing that. But for me, I find joy in just, okay, if I'm playing a song, if I'm playing a groove and I hear a lick, yeah, I'm on national TV, but let me go ahead and try it. Sometimes you win, sometimes it goes down in flames. But hey, I still, at the end of the day, I pat myself on the back because I done figured out ways how to hide it just in case I mess it up. I done figured out when you miss one of them notes, how to, you know what I'm saying? You know, I done had to do that jump plenty of times. Trust me, man, I hear a lick, even in the studio and stuff, and they be recording and they had the cameras and stuff. Ooh, my Bubby. And I'll try and play a lick and I'll miss like 3 notes. Now, and they'll be, woo, man, that was hot. And I'll be thinking to myself, y'all don't even have a clue. I sour note like a mug. You got to make that joint work, though. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Hey, man, you know, it's going to be what it's going to be, Reverend. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. All right. Any other questions about anything? Yes, sir. Definitely, since I was a kid, man.
In that example where you made up the chord progression, you listened back. When you played it first, did you also experience the synesthesia? So then when you listened back, you were experiencing the same thing, the same experience?
Yeah, okay, so my synesthesia is like this. First off, I feel sorry for the people that can't even walk outside because theirs is so like crazy. When I was a kid, I didn't know how to process it. You know, like people would be talking to me, even y'all, like y'all don't know this, but I'm looking at every color that's on everybody right now and I hear something. But there's some people out there that they would be like, oh my gosh, too much. I feel really bad for them, but I get it though. I'm just able to live a regular daily life and it doesn't affect me. But so with those chords, yeah, every chord that went by, even before I played it, as soon as the notes came out, I saw a color or I saw like a pattern or something, the shape, right? And then when it came back around, it started evolving for me because I started hearing what I hear over the chord. So like, for example, I'll just show you. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, for this right now for me is like close to the color of my pants, this chord. But if I change one note, it changes. The color changes, and it's not even close to this. It's actually more of like an orange, just because of the one note. Back to the teal. Now, if I was to loop just that one chord and start hearing like solo ideas over it, this is gonna start like moving, almost like jellyfish or some junk like that. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. It does change though. Do you have synesthesia? Yeah. Another thing, let me just say this and you can document this. Synesthesia and perfect pitch is not a superpower. A lot of people feel like if they don't have, like they'll meet somebody with perfect pitch and be like, oh man, wow. Perfect pitch ain't nothing but memory. It's nothing but memory. You ever had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and you was like literally half asleep, but you know how to walk to your bathroom with your eyes closed? You know your house, you know your crib. It's the same thing. Or your favorite restaurant in town, you maybe can think of 15 different ways to get there, back streets and all. Memory. It's all memory of somebody you ain't seen since high school, but you know their face. You remember their face. You remember their name. It's the same thing. If you hear this over and over again, if you was just to do this every day and just really pay attention to that note, you're going to be like, okay, that's an E. So if you're driving down the street and the car goes, you're going to be like, oh yeah, it swole up to E from D and then it went down to E flat. You're going to hear that. It's just memory. So if y'all out there, and this is on camera because it's a lot of people that do have perfect pitch that feel like they're like superior. No, cut it out. It's memory. It's just memory. So if y'all want perfect pitch, all you have to do is train your ear. And I don't really like to use the word perfect. I'll just say, pitch. Pitch the ball, okay? If you want to pitch the ball, just while you practice, even if it's certain songs, like, you know, if you got to learn some songs for a gig, really pay attention to how the notes sound instead of just the groove or the notes that you have to play. Really pay attention to what you're playing. And eventually you're going to be driving in the car and you'll hear another song come on and you go, oh, this song is in G. Do y'all know I've learned songs just by listening to them in the car before rehearsal? 2 times. When I was growing up, Eddie Brown, my boy Eddie Brown, crazy organ player. If y'all don't know who he is, look him up. That's what he taught me, because Eddie has perfect pitch. And we would leave after morning service, go get 2 boxes of cereal, go to his house. He would eat a box, I would eat a box, and then go back to 11 o'clock service. And it would be some kind of new song that his mom texted and said, yeah, we got to do this. Eddie would listen to it 2 or 3 times. I kid you not. And then we'll go in there and play it. And that joker it'd be like he'd been practicing it all week. But he listens to the notes. So what I do is now, and Eddie would tell me, you do this and you'll be good. Every week that I'm home and I can't make it to rehearsal, I'll wait until like Saturday night and I'll just listen to the songs. And then on the way to church, I'll listen again. Okay, the song's in B flat. Okay, they went down da 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 da. Training. It's like training your ear. It's more to it than just saying, okay, I know B flat is right here. It's more to it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but it's more to it than just the finger position. Listen to the notes. And I guarantee y'all, if y'all practice this for 2 weeks, I guarantee you'll remember certain notes. My boy David Prasad in Toronto, that joker was like, man, perfect pitch and synesthesia, that's just like supernatural. And I was like, cut it out. You sound silly. And he started practicing. A month later, I tested this joker too when he came for NAMM show to LA. I turned on the radio. I was like, Dave, what key is it in? He sat there. He was like, it's an E flat. I know it is because so-and-so is an E flat. And I was like, yeah, if that's how you got to do it. And then too, start with a note that you really know. Like some people are really good with C. Okay, so, but you can hear this. If you got to do this, if you got to slide up in your mind, do that. You ain't going to look stupid. You do it in your car by yourself. You good. All right? Yeah, but back to the synesthesia thing. I know I veered off there, but yeah. You get me though, right? Yes. All the time. Every note, every single note is that. It's I want to hear this and I want to see this, so I know I have to play this. So that's why a lot of times when I play, I'm laughing because I may miss a couple notes. Y'all don't know, but I know. And I'll be just smiling, and people be like, man, he's just really happy. You know, I'm laughing because I missed like 3 notes that I really wanted to play, but it's all good. Like, I tried to do it, and I just move on. Once the idea is out there, it's gone, I'm on to the next. But yeah, every note is all about the color and the sound to me, for sure. And you can do it too. Trust me. Synesthesia is imagination. Yep.
They say like because you are known for being able to get in and out of the hip hop tracks for playing with Snoop.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about? Say like when you're playing Gin and Juice. Sometime when I was watching, you would play some melodic stuff, but still you still had that phrase like floating.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Boom, 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 boom. And the stuff that I would add to that, see, we were fortunate because we played over the track, but we had Lawrence playing keys. So he would be playing the little pretty sprinkle stuff over the top of it. So it opened up the door for all the melodic stuff. So it would be funny because all the time what we would do is over that B. This is church theory that I'm about to talk about. So this is F sharp. This last note is F sharp. We would do our licks over like B major 7 over that F sharp. So it'd be like. But over this, over that. So it'd be like. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? But still over that right there. That's church. That's like church way of thinking. You said what? That ain't nothing, man. That wasn't nothing but a B major chord. That's just a B major chord. I'm just putting a little sauce on it. That's all. Instead of just going or. Yeah, that's just sauce. Yeah. That's all B major. Yeah, that's just B major stuff, man. Yeah, it's just all B major mess. B major mess. Yes. Like add stuff. Yeah. So. The boner. The boner. Yeah, it's just in and out, you know. Now, obviously, I wasn't doing it every bar. You get sent home. Get sent home for doing something every bar, you know, unless he hires a kite and he just like, yeah, nephew, that's good, you know. Unless he hires a kite, I'll get sent home for doing all that. I did have some shows, though, Sean, where Snoop was like, yeah, nephew, I want you to take it tonight. And I was like, all right. And I gave me a solo every other song. It was cool. It's gonna be Alan Holdsworth Snoop Dogg show. I'm fine with that. Yeah, but only a couple times though. Only a few times we did that. Yeah, every other time Jokers was white, and it'd be somebody like George Clinton to be there or Bootsy, and Bootsy would be watching like, oh, all right, let me hear you. Already got 5 strings, so you ain't got no 4 strings. So let me see what you're talking. Shout out to Bootsy. Unc. Yeah, man. That's funny. I did a show. Real quick, we did a show one time. Bootsy had to play a show with Snoop. So we was in Houston, some festival, and we was rehearsing like a couple of his songs, right? So it's Bootsy. So we like, yeah, we got to be on point, man. The OG coming, blah blah blah, and Bernie, man, oh my goodness, I could have passed out when that joker walked in. That's the key bass godfather right there. But so they walked in, man, and first Bernie walked in, and then Bootsy's tech dude walked in, and we was playing If You Hear Any Noise, It's Just Me and My and y'all remember that song, right? And we was playing that mug, and Bootsy out of nowhere, hold on. No, that ain't it. And then Snoop egging him on. Tell him, Unc. Tell him to get this S right, Unc. Tell him. Y'all smoking, y'all can't have no more weed. Tell him, Unc. No, y'all. Drummer, let me hear you. So Carlos started playing. We was killing that junk, but it was just like that. It was like that granddaddy, like, let me show you. When I said, man, and then he said, bass player, and he came over and he counted my, and I was like, first off, you know my name, but next, anyway, you the OG, so it's all good, but yes. So he came and he looked at it, he said, let me hear you play it again, and he put his hand and he said, okay, well, a couple things we gonna work on, but then guitar. Marlon started, hold on, no, when you hit that chord, it's gotta be sharp like glass, you hear me? And I mean, but we were just like, all right, Unc, all right. Man, so here come the show. I kid you not, now we're playing his stuff and Snoop stuff. At least 4 of his songs, he turned around and said, Bubby, what key we in? I said, oh, man. And I said, these is your songs. What key we in? I said, F. He said, F? He turned up his bass. He said, you sure it's F? And I said, so I'm playing the groove. Right? And he was F. And so then finally he kind of found it. And he said, thank you. Next thing you know, Snoop said, go on up and give him a solo. It's like 60,000 people. He turned on all 9,000 pedal effects that he had. And he said, his hat jiggled off his head, his glasses came. Them people was out there like, ah! And I said to myself, I can't believe this, man. You tried to jump down our throat at rehearsal. You don't know the key of your song, and now you taking a 1-note solo, and they losing their mind. But you know what? I stood there and I was like, man, Bootsy is out here killing them right now, playing that 1 note. But it was his intensity that he had, And I'm kid you not, he said, and then he said, and his hat, it was crazy. It was like a Will Ferrell movie. His hat was jiggling. And that mug came off, and his little Jerry curl was bouncing and stuff. And then and Snoop was like, woo, woo. And Superfly came on. He was like, Bubby, you hear this, cuz? Woo, cuz. You hear this? Corrupt was like, cuz, he killing 60s, cuz, 60 Crip. And I'm just standing there the whole time. Me and RC from RC and the Grits, and we were just like, yeah, we're witnessing history right now, but you was on us in that doggone black rehearsal. You was on us. And we was killing the doggone If You Hear Any Noise, man. Anyway, that's one of my 10 million hilarious Snoop stories. Any other questions? That junk, man. Some funk? What kind of funk? I should. Let me see. You said Pearl Jam? Oh, I thought you said Pearl Jam. That's a different kind of funk right there. Pearl Jam is cold business. Pearl Jam is cold. Let me see. Toe Jam funk, huh? Let me see what I got for y'all. Okay, question. Do y'all want to hear like some weird video game funk, or do y'all want to hear like some West Coast? Yeah, you can't really put both of these together. Okay, I like the way that sounds. Like West Coast Pokemon music. West Coast Pokemon music. Yeah, so there's sort of a mix, I guess, if you was to mix it. That's why I had to think about it. But notice I didn't really do a lot on that. Yeah, you know, like, don't get me wrong, I like to play a lot of notes, but sometimes you just want to just, you know what I'm saying, just sit in there and relax a little bit, you know. Yeah. Yep. Could y'all hear the count of this really good? You hear how like lazy it was? You hear how it's like it's wobbly. I did something else like that. Ain't nobody else heard this, actually. Nobody has heard this. This is an intro to my show. I had to do some Final Fantasy in the beginning, but let's see. I just want to see if I can remember this lick. Nope, missed 3 notes. Can't remember the lick. I love this kind of laid back stuff though. You'll see. You know how lazy that junk is? It's like 20 claps. Yeah, I like stuff like that. What's up? Me. Yeah. Oh, brother, don't worry. Oh, I can a little bit, but if I mess up a couple notes, brother, MIDI is a miracle. You know, I always definitely trying, but like, let me see. Like, I can guarantee you I messed up like 10 times on that junk, but I said, you know what? I ain't got much time, so let me go on and slide this note over and put it in the right place. Hey, man, MIDI is a blessing from the Lord. MIDI is a blessing from the Lord, man, but I definitely be trying, though, on the keys and, you know. Yeah. Video game stuff. Yeah. Funky video game stuff. Yeah. Who plays keys in here too? You do? Keys and bass? Just keys? Yeah, you can rip that junk then because you're an actual key player. I don't. Brother, you ought to see me when I'm having to like make this stuff. I'll be having to take all my clothes off because I sweat so much because it's so. Dude, I was in Japan working on my record that I put out. One of these days I'm going to tell this story. I was in the bathroom because I didn't want to wake my wife and daughter. My wife came in there without me knowing one time. I was in a shirt and some drawers, so hot and sweaty because I was trying to play these parts. Like, I'm not a keyboard player. I can, you know, you got a little gig for me and it's a couple little chords, I can get down. But other than that, you asked me to play. We gonna get there though. We gonna get there. Just gotta take time. You know what I'm saying? Just take some time. Yeah. Other questions? Yes. Brother, let me tell you something about slap. I'll leave that to Sean. Let me tell you something. When I started playing, all I did was slap. All I did was like I don't care if it was a slow worship song. All the time. And like for the first year of playing bass, that's all I did. And what I really realized is that's not me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe in the if you're a bass player, you have to slide. I don't believe in that. You know, that's like saying if you're a guitar player, then you have to shred. No, you don't. If you're a drummer, what is their stereotype? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to. So I do it when I have to, but if I don't have to, you ain't going to catch me slapping at all. Because I personally, you know what I like doing the most is playing chords. Now, that's blasphemous to a lot of people because we play bass. But for me, it's like, Joker, sue me then. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like playing chords. Right? You know, but do I like slap? Yeah. But I definitely leave that to Sean and Goucher, Joe Smith, rest in peace, and, you know, Fred Hammond and Sheree Reed and, you know, all of them, Justin Raines and Derek Bennett, Mono Neon. I'll leave it to them. Somebody asked recently, me and Thundercat that question. Like, yeah, I don't see you guys slap anymore. And Cat was like, man, I'm playing Thundercat music now. Like, I don't need to slap. He's playing his music. You know what I'm saying? And this is my music. So, nah. You gonna hear me play a million notes or a million chords and some grooves every now and then. But even the grooves are gonna be weird, you know? Yeah. But yeah, slap away, folks. Slap. Don't ever stop, and be who you are and do what you want to do and play how you want to play, because there's room for everybody. I've learned that. Trust me. They used to dog me for playing chords. Not no more, though. Not no more. Oh, man. Having a 6-string, playing chords, but you can't worry about that. People going to talk about whatever they don't understand. That's fine. And it's don't waste time necessarily trying to even stop them. You just got to just find your own lane and do it. You know, yeah, I got crucified when I moved to LA. You play a 6-string, you listen to rock, you listen to country, you jazz, you watch Japanese anime, you read comic books. I'm the guy that before Marvel was popular. That was me. All of this stuff, anime and stuff, I came from that era where you was a real square. Oh, but you don't smoke weed? Oh, man, you real whack, cuz. You real whack, cuz. Yeah, I dealt with that, but, I mean, it's all good. Now I do appreciate it when I see people going to spend all their hard-earned money on a Marvel movie, because it's like, I've been doing that junk since I was a kid. Y'all just now talking about, I love Iron Man. Nah, tell me one of his other origin stories. Let me hear this nerd talk. Nah, but... yeah, man, you know, you just got to find your lane and do what you do. You know what I'm saying? And the deeper you get into your lane, the less you'll have to say about anything that anybody else is doing, right? Yeah. For this was Daniel Tobias's idea to do a bass like this. He told me about it, and I was like, I don't care. Y'all are making it. I'll play it. This was actually the prototype. This is the very first Super 5 model. Yeah, like they weren't even gonna sell this. This was just to bring to NAMM show to show to people to see if they're interested, you know, we'll build you one. I played this for like 10 minutes at NAMM, and I looked at Mike and he just laughed at me, and what was it, Saturday night, we did the MTD concert, and I asked him, could I play the bass at the MTD? I didn't even want to play my other bass. I was like, this is crazy. And he said, well, Bubby, when the show is over, just take it home. If you really like it, we'll build you another one and see how you like that. And I was like, I like this one, Mike. Well, this is a prototype, so. And I was like, yeah, but Mike, hang on. That's what hang on. All right, pal. All right, bud. All right, just take this one home. I still got it. That was in 2014, so I ain't getting rid of this mug. My signature bass was built off of this. It's just the only difference is my signature is 20 millimeter neck instead of the standard. What are they? 18 and 19? Yeah, so mine is 20. Yeah, so yeah. No change, no difficulty, just I like the way it looked. I named it Red Shenron. Y'all know who Shenron is? Probably not, huh? Anybody ever heard of Dragon Ball Z? Okay, in Dragon Ball GT, there's a red dragon. Red Shenron is his name, so I named the bass Red Shenron. I'm the only nerd in here, I can tell. No? Please tell me there's at least a Star Wars fan in here. Thank God. Oh, goodness, man. Y'all was about to have me run up out of here, man. Huh? All by my doggone self. Anyway, though, anybody else? Question? No? Yes. Oh, man. This new record is actually the first time I believed in myself to do it by myself. Just a testimony there. For a long time, I felt like I couldn't do it alone. Like I felt like I needed to have somebody help me with it. And I honestly don't know why. That's a bad way to think. Whenever you feel like you can't do it by yourself, get out of that. You can do anything by yourself. And I'm not trying to be like the motivational speaker or anything right now, but just, being honest with y'all, like for years, I probably, if I would have thought the way I do now, I probably would have had 10 albums out, honestly. But I just didn't think I had what I know I can play the bass, and I know what I know, but I felt like, well, I have to have somebody else that has an input as well. And there's nothing wrong with that if you do work with people. But what my issue was, because I waited on people, things didn't get done, right? Like my first album, I started working on that in 2013. It didn't come out till 2017. It makes no sense. So I started working on this album last year. I even lost some files. I even lost like entire songs and had to remake them. Album still came out in July, but it's like, I believe that I could do it, that I was capable. And then too, I realized, well, I'm the only one that really understands what I'm trying to do. Like, this is the first song on my record right here, y'all. I'm not gonna play all of it. First off, what does this sound like? When I first let people hear this, they was like, this is a song? Yeah. I like video games. Chord changes. You hear how much crap is going on in that song? That's what I like, though. So I realized every time I would bring that idea to somebody and they would be like, oh, well, then that would make me doubt. You see what I'm saying? That's why you got to be confident in who you are and what it is that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, dude, it don't matter if it's a million chord changes or 2 chord changes. You got to just Disney talk, but you got to really just believe in what the artist that you are. You got to believe in that person, right? I ain't trying to preach. I'm just giving y'all my testimony, right? So when I finally got there in my mind and in my heart, I didn't care no more. So I started doing a bunch of stuff like this. And so now when people listen to my music, they already know what to expect. Oh, yeah, he's probably going to have at least one song that has a million chord changes in it, and it's going to sound like Sonic the Hedgehog or Final Fantasy. Yeah, pretty much. That's me. You feel me? So, in other words, be you. Yes, sir. The thing that got me there, man, that's actually an amazing question, man. I was doing another tour in Japan, and the first time I was out there, it was 6 months. And 3 months, we came home for a month, then another 3 months. I did another tour in 2017. It was for 9 months, all over Japan. How about this? 32 shows spread out over 9 months. They got me an apartment out there. My family was out there. I was out there chilling. I was chilling like a show on Saturday and Sunday, 2 weeks off. A show on Saturday, Sunday, a week off. Show on Saturday, Sunday, 3 weeks off. Like, it was, that mug was cool, but being out there that long, and I really got a chance to absorb more of the culture out there. Japan is my favorite place for a number of reasons, not just because of technology and the Japanese anime and stuff, but those people out there, whatever they are really into, they are into it and they don't care. And I respect that. Like, I feel like here, if you're not into something, there's going to be a lot of people that's going to dog you. Or like, you know, if there's something you don't do, then they trying to, oh, well, you know, he's not hip. Like, that's what people used to tell me because I didn't smoke and drink. Oh, he a goody two shoes. No, I just don't do it. And no shade to anybody who does. But out there in Japan, they just do what they do and they mind their business. So I feel like being out there and really absorbing that, I was like, dude, these people are coming out with the music they want to. They're doing what they want to do. How come I can't do that? How come I can't do? There's a metal band, Baby Metal. There are 3 girls that dress up in these cute dresses, and they do metal songs about chocolate and cats. Metal. I'm talking like, but they be like, and doing all these cute dances. I ain't gonna say his name, but I was in Japan doing a show, and the band I was with is a really huge punk rock band, but one of the guys in the band was like, this is all just a gimmick. And I looked at him and I was like, no, this is just Japan. They just don't care. And Baby Metal went on to be like, Megadeth was opening up for them. How is Megadeth and Slayer and Mastodon and Avenged Sevenfold opening up for Baby Metal? You're talking about a band that's been around for like, what, 6 years now? Dude, and this was back in 2014. They were fresh. And I kid you not, little princess dresses and talking about marshmallows. But like singing it like little girls, but over this heavy grunge math. Marshmallows. I like kitties. Like crazy though. That showed me something, man. And from then on, it was just like, I'm doing whatever the mess I want. If people don't like it, they ain't got to listen to it. Just like food. I don't eat mayonnaise. I think it's an abomination. Any of y'all eat mayonnaise, we can't talk. We can't be friends. No, I'm just playing. I don't get it though. If I go get a burger, I just don't get mayonnaise. Simple as that. I can't criticize nobody for eating it. You feel what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with music. I just had to believe what I want to do will touch somebody and it might inspire somebody. And I'm fortunate. I thank the Lord that it has. But I still got a long way to go. I tell you. I do. I'm an old man. Yes, sir. Oh, man. It's funny you say that. In the beginning, I was all about Stanley Clarke, and I wanted to slap like him. So I was, and obviously Return to Forever, he wasn't doing that just yet. Return to Forever did like the first couple records. But I love both. I love Jocko and Alex Acuna, for crying out loud. He was one of my favorite drummers and percussionists. You know what's funny? I listen to everything, but you know what I find myself doing? I find myself listening to people that nobody knows. The reason why is because it's like when I first started playing bass, all I used to listen to because of church was gospel, R&B, hip hop, urban stuff, I used to hate country. I hated bluegrass. I hated everything else. But it's just because I didn't understand it. Now, you're not obligated to listen to that stuff. But what I realized is if somebody were to call me for a bluegrass gig and they're paying $20,000 a week, and those gigs do pay that. In Jesus' name, they definitely do. If all I give a chance is gospel, hip hop, and R&B, then when I get that call, even though I'm telling myself, oh, it's going to be easier, every genre of music has its own essence, and you got to appreciate it. So in the beginning, all I did listen to was, Weather Report, Return to Forever, Marcus Miller, and I still listen to that stuff. Anytime Marcus or Victor or whoever is dropping a record, I'm the first dude on there because I want to support. But I learned, let me see what else is out there so I can I want to absorb. So just in case I do get a call from Ravi Shankar's great grandson, I'll know what to do. Let me study it just a little bit, you know. But yeah, I love them. I definitely love them. Who the biggest influences for me were not bass players. I will say that they were not bass players in the beginning. Yeah, Tom Kennedy, John Patitucci, but when my ears started developing, it went right on over to Alan Holdsworth. Y'all know who he is? And Frank and Bali. Alan Holdsworth and Frank and Bali changed my whole life. Like I see music totally different now because of them. And then when I started listening more to film scores and video game scores and stuff like that, that took me to another level with my understanding. So that's the reason why there's that junk. Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah.
Can you explain, because you have that sweet picking,
Mm-hmm.
how did you implement that with your...
So so the sweet picking, that honestly just came because I wanted to be able to play certain things that I heard faster. Now, the originator and the inventor of the sweet picking technique is Frank Gambale. He deserves the credit because a lot of people have their shred technique and how they do the tap, but Frank Gambale literally just this is all you will see, and he'll play like 900 notes in 10 seconds. I'm not over exaggerating. Like, he's so fast and so clean. For me, if you want to know a way like how you can kind of incorporate it, I tell everybody what you do is start with the arpeggio. If you want to, okay, so, all right, let me switch because I can't do it on that leg. All right, so I'm going to play the notes, right? Just regular. Right? Now, yeah, I can play it with just my two fingers, but so much easier. So what you do is start slow. Just like that. It's gonna feel really whack in the beginning because it's so unnatural, especially for bass players. It's not like thumping and plucking. It doesn't feel like that. It doesn't even feel like greasing. It is just a completely different technique. Arpeggio is how you get the technique down. Start with an arpeggio, start really slow, just do it over and over until you get it. And eventually you'll just be able to fly. Back of the thumb. It's all thumb, so. And you see how I'm like lightly pressing the note? Get used to doing that too. Just go up and down. I know this is like this stuff is so boring, man. Cause it's all technical stuff. Technical stuff is boring. It is, but if you can get it and learn how to mute the note so it doesn't ring out too much, because if it rings out too much, it's gonna sound like that. Get a fret wrap too, because it'll help you if you're ever trying to record and you want to make sure it's clean. Get a fret wrap and get rid of all them, all of this, all that stuff while you're playing. Yeah, it's not as hard as it looks either, especially if you can. If you can do the greasing technique, you'll be able to do this in like a week. I kid you not. Yeah. Yes. Was that your hand? Oh, you just got the little thing. What up, bro? That's a great question. Okay. If anybody watching the video hears this, people may kill me. Okay, here's the thing. Today, okay, when I first started, let's just keep this in here. All right, can I trust y'all with that? When I first started with Snoop, I was making 2 G's a week. But come to find out, that's not a lot of money. I was young. I just turned 21, so I didn't know any better. Later on, down the line, other artists I played with $4,000 a week, $6,000 a week. Oh yeah. Oh no, that's nothing. That's nothing. I got a homie, I ain't gonna say his name, but I got a homie that he was getting $18,000 a week. 18,000, and that's still not what it can be. See, the difference is this: when you're in different genres, you get paid differently. Unfortunately, a lot of times, this is off the record, y'all, but I'm just saying this because I like y'all. Unfortunately, in hip hop and R&B, sometimes you will not find a situation where they're really taking care of you like that. It still be good. And the thing is this is the reason why I tell people you can't be all about the money. Now, granted, I want some money because I want to get me some new weird looking shoes, and you know what I'm saying? I want to take my wife to get some good Korean barbecue, and the kind that's like $70 a plate. You know, it's still all you can eat though, so I'm gonna get my money's worth. But I'm gonna get my money's worth in hours. A couple hours. Yeah, I'm being honest. But now, yeah, the pop gigs, they pay more. The country gigs, the bluegrass, now if you get with a rock band, like if a band that, you know, say like Maroon 5 or something like that, let's say they're getting paid. If you're part of the band and they're getting paid $1 million a show and there's 6 members, after all the expenses of paying everybody, that, I don't know, $600,000 that's left over, that's going to be split. I'm talking per show. Yeah, that's going to be split per show. Yeah, so it can get crazy. It can definitely get crazy. I mean, some of the artists I've played with, they was getting paid like $3 million a show. Yeah. Oh yeah, they selling a lot of tickets, and there's people that'll pay too. You know, like, dude, some Snoop VIP rooms, it's like $10,000, but it would be like ballers coming back there that I own the so-and-so bank chain, you know what I'm saying? And Snoop be like, all right, cuz, you can come on and hang then, cuz, you know. But I mean, yeah, you know, it's the thing is you just whatever you do, it is money to be made out there, and yes, you can make a living from it, but never go into it where it's all about the money, because you will be disappointed. I promise you. And Eddie, what Eddie used to always say is, don't get in this music for the money. If you're concerned about money, go get a degree. That's what he used to always say. He said, go be a lawyer, go be a doctor, go study for 8 years, because the industry can be extremely fickle. Yeah, I've done it where I made well over $6,000 in a year. Oh, easy. And then I've been where I made it seem like $20 in a year. Oh yeah. You know, I'm not ashamed to tell these stories, because I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. You know, I used to sit up and go to Andrew Goucher's house all the time, and he would just tell me, you know, you're talking about a dude that's been in the game for 40 years. I would just listen. You know, this dude was doing gigs where he was getting paid $10,000 a show. A show. $15,000 a week for rehearsals. $10,000 a show. You can buy an island after about 2 years. you do some good enough touring, you can go down and buy one of them little whack islands that they call an island, but it's just a little mountain in the water. Man, but hey, whatever you do at the end of the day, just pursue what you want. If you want to be your own artist, if you want to play for people, just pursue it. If you pursue it and you really believe, you will get it, and the opportunity will come. Yeah, I'm still waiting for one of those super gigs that's paying me like $20,000 a week. But actually, no, you know what I want? I want to be doing my own tours, and I want to be getting paid $1 million so I could pay my band $20,000. You see what I'm saying? That's what I really want. You feel me? So until I get there, I'm gonna just keep working towards it, and that's what you got to do. That's what you have to do in this game, and you can't get discouraged by, you know, the cutthroats. It's always going to be cutthroats in any line of work. If you got a regular job, I don't care if you are an executive it don't matter. It's cutthroats everywhere. But if you ponder on that forever, you'll never get anywhere. I done been snaked a million times, but it's all good. Like, I'm here right now. I'm breathing. My wife got some food. My daughter is taking all my money. She's taking everything. Y'all, you talking about them CDs over there? Them money ain't going to me. This is your daddy. I want a new toy. I know you do. I know you do. Yeah, so, yeah, man, it's out there. You can make a living off this music. You definitely can. And you don't have to be with an artist that's massive right now. I made me some new cat that's recording in their basement right now that end up blowing up. Look at Lil Nas X. Look at Trippie Redd and all these other dudes. All these other rappers was just doing this junk in their garage. Basement, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Snoop, his story is crazy. Him and Warren G getting kicked out of the studio. He was trying so hard just to let Dre hear his music. And this other dude was like, man, I'm going to shoot y'all if y'all come back up in here. And Snoop said him and Warren G was standing outside just looking up in the clouds trying to hold in their tears. And Dre came out there and was like, man, come on in here. Let me hear y'all stuff. He heard Snoop's stuff. It was over. It was over after that. But this is years of him trying, though. So it takes time, yeah. But, man, perseverance. And once you get there, it's curtains after that. I'm from Flint, man. Yes, sir. Remember that. I'm from Flint. From Flint. Yes, sir.
For your first break, was there like an audition?
Never an audition. And I've been to maybe 2 auditions in my life, and I left. Because I don't like the thought of auditions, especially when I pull up and I see a bunch of my friends there that they're trying to put me against. I don't like that. Just me. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that I'm better than them or they're better than me, but I don't like that. But, you know, that's how you get some gigs. How I got on my first gig with Snoop, Andrew Goucher called me on a Saturday. I went to go to my cousin's church to visit my girlfriend, who's now my wife. He called me, and I've been living in LA for a little over a year. And he said, hey, man, what you been up to? I got a jam, blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, man, I'll try and come through. Hey, so who you playing with now? Nobody. He got mad. He got hot on the phone. He said, what? How long you been living out here? I said, man, you know, a year and a half. You ain't playing for nobody yet? No. Why? Ain't nobody called me. What you mean ain't nobody called? Don't you know so-and-so? Yeah. Well, how come you ain't work with them? I don't know. They don't call me. He got mad. So he said, let me call you back. He hung up the phone. I was like, man, what is this about? 45 minutes later, he called me back and he said, I got you on Snoop's gig. They're going to call you. Andrew made a phone call and told them, I have a bass player. He's the bass player. And they was like, okay. He's the Godfather. They had to listen. I guess they were in need of a bass player, and it just all, I feel like the Lord just lined that mug right up, man. Like the Lord just lined it up because they didn't have one at the time. Before me, it was Thundercat. This is back when we still called him Steve Bruner. But he was doing the Suicidal Tendencies gig. And then kind of Erykah Badu a little bit at the time too. So they needed a bass player, and Goucher said, I have the bass player. And he even told them there's no need for an audition. They called me, and I couldn't believe it because they called me, like he said, it was a few months later, but I was begging the guitar player. I was like, man, you know, what's the material? Like, I want to make sure I'm on point. And he was like, oh man, you good. And I was like, no, I want to know the songs. Like, what am I going to have to play? Oh, don't trip. So finally he calls me one day and was like, yeah, come meet me. You know where so-and-so? It was like some liquor store in the hood. And I was like, dang, man, what color they wear down there? You know, I didn't know nothing. I'm still a little square nerd boy from Flint. I didn't know. So I go meet him at this liquor store in the hood, and he gives me a DVD, and he said, yeah, just learn all the S on here, and you'll be good. And I was like, okay. So I went home. I learned it. Couple months passed. I call him. Nobody's answering the phone. Then he calls me. Yeah, we getting ready to go out to Europe. You got your passport? Oh, I don't got my passport, man. Oh, it's all good. We'll just catch you on the next one. That's y'all seen on YouTube when Snoop got jumped in London? That's the tour I was supposed to be on. Thank the Lord I missed it, though, because I probably would have socked one of them police officers. It was like some crazy racial stuff. But a couple months later, they called me, like he said, and I learned everything on that DVD. We went to rehearsal. We didn't run anything. They just smoked and laughed and cracked jokes and ate pizza and chicken the entire rehearsal. And Jokers was just coming, like Pharrell walked in and he cracked some jokes and grabbed some chicken and smoked, and then he left, and then Busta Rhymes came in, and I was just like, and then Busta Rhymes left, and then they was like, yeah, Dre's supposed to come by. He didn't show up, but they just kept cracking these jokes, and I'm like, yeah, so are we gonna run? And Marlon was just like, you good, nephew, you good. Like, don't even trip. You'll be straight. You got it. Show came around, set list. None of the songs that were on the DVD. Well, Gin and Juice and Drop It Like It's Hot was on there. So I had to just wing it by remembering these songs from listening to them on the radio. Like, and Snoop was like, you know, I don't want to do so-and-so. Let's do some DPG stuff. So they just started calling out all these old school Dog Pound songs that I heard on the radio. What's that one song? What would you do? Some super Crip junk. I winged that. And Snoop was like, dang, cuz all right on this. What's your name? What's your name, nephew? Dang, cuz is all right on this bass. And I was like, Bubby. He was like, Bumpty? Bumpy, like Bumpy Johnson, the pimp. And I was like, Bubby. And Fly was like, Bubby. He was like, dang, cuz you was in there on that bass. How old are you, nephew? And I was like, 21. He was like, you all right, cuz, you all right. And he was like, y'all give Bumpty a round of applause. And I was like, Bubby, y'all give Bumpy a round of applause. Like, yeah, but that was my first introduction to gigs. It was because of Andrew Goucher making a phone call. Got me on my first gig. And he told me if you keep a good personality and a good attitude, you'll always have work. He told me that, and that's the most, is truest a word? The most truest, honestest, that's the most honestest thing you can say, because you can be a prodigy, but if you got a bad attitude, don't nobody want to work with you. Real talk. You could be a beginner, though, and everybody love you because you're a sweetheart. I promise you. I've seen it over and over again in this industry, and he was so right. So if you can really play, but you a cool cat as well, you'll never not have work. You'll literally, somebody will always call you, even if you got a drought or some downtime. Somebody is gonna be looking to call you. It's a guarantee. Amen. All right. Any other questions? Thought I saw somebody hand up while I was running my mouth. No? What time is it? Am I good on time, y'all? Can we still play? Can I bring some people up to play? Is that okay? Who's first? Don't be afraid now. All right, you got a bass or a guitar or something? Anything, man. Oh, yeah. This hand or this hand? The plucking hand. Okay, so here's the thing. I cut my nails. You know what, though? I rest. You still hear it a little bit. If you're, do you play with your hand more forward than rest it back?
Yeah, normally on an angle like this.
Okay, let me ask you this. Is the tip of your finger really hard because of your callus? Okay, there you go. That's it then. Because mine, I cut my nails all the time, but I got some crazy calluses in the front. So it's always going to be a little bit of a, but I will say this, because I play nylons and flat wounds more, you don't hear a lot of, you don't hear a lot of that.
got some flat labellas that I don't really hear. But, you know,
It's probably the calluses, man.
so there's no hands there to do with that. No position that works best. And do you have to put that thing on your left? Like you have to brush your left to put it on, or you just put it on your left flat?
I just sit it. I can sit it flat, but if I'm sitting it flat, I like to just raise my leg up a little bit so it can be more in my chest. What I prefer, I like sitting really low. Like my daughter got this little kid chair. When I be recording stuff, it hurts my behind, but I sit on that mug because I can really play on it. It's about this high, but the lower it is, the more I can be like this, you know?
Like you're going upright.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. You can. Nah, I know a bunch of people that would use gloves, man. Yeah, Scott, MT, huh? Yeah, that same thing with MT. MT has it where his hand just is like always greasy. Yeah. I do too, man. I like 4, 5, 6, 7.
Have you ever done gigs where they didn't want you to show up with a certain bass?
Oh yeah, and those, you know what? Yeah, let me go ahead and address that. Most people that are prejudiced to like extended stringed instruments, you do a little research and they might not really be in the industry like they say they are. A lot of the cats, when I moved to LA, it was like, oh yeah, man. One dude told me, man, yeah, you ain't gonna never get no gigs playing a 6-string. And I had a 6-string and a 6-string fretless, and I had a 7-string. Yeah, you ain't gonna get no gig, especially not out here, not on the West Coast. And I started playing with Snoop, and I was playing my 7-string and my 6-string and my 6-string fretless with Snoop. Shh, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's a really, really small mind, because the thing about it is, you want me to play a 4-string. There they are right there. Just pretend this ain't here. That's your 4-string. He got 4 strings. There they are right there. So if you not wanting to use me because you counted the headstock of my bass, I don't know if I really want to do your gig, and you probably would be late on my doggone money too. You that type of cat. You see what I'm saying? You that type of joker that'd be late on this bread, and I had to catch you in the park. You know what I'm saying? I had to catch you in the parking lot and pull you over. I ain't gonna do nothing because I'm a father, and I'm a Christian, so I ain't gonna, I ain't gonna. But back in the day though, oh man, I used to pull some jokers to the side, like, come here, cuz, let me talk to you. Yeah, I'm not with the whole 4-string only, and then the guys that play 6-string, oh, you're not really good unless you play a 6-string. Yeah, you sound stupid. Jeff Berlin, Jaco Pastorius, Stanley Clark. I can go down the list of 4-string bass players that are amazing. And I can go down the list of 6-string bass players and 7-string and all that kind of stuff. Just play what you want. That's what I tell everybody. Play what you want. So if you like 6, play the 6. I'm following you, brother. You go ahead. Now, the rest of y'all, prepare thyself. All right? Go ahead, man. I'm going to just follow you, brother. You play with.
Nervous at all?
You shouldn't be.
I'm kidding, I am.
No, don't be nervous. If anybody says anything, I'm going to bang on them. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Y'all know what that word means, right? Bang, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Now, y'all give it up for this brother right here. That courage that I was talking about in the beginning, he had the courage and he was up here ripping, was he not? Now, I appreciate that, man. You got the vibe right now. Now, y'all ain't out there scared now, are you? We up here just having a conversation. That was a conversation, and it was a good one at that. You killing, man. It's so hard using the microphone for me. I'm just so used to yelling. I just want to yell to get my point across. But I got the mic, so I know I can't. Who else gonna play? Let's do it. Man, of course, dude. You ripping, bro. Ripping, man. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Y'all give it up for her. Play any last lick. It's just one lick. Play the. You got to do an ending lick. You know how I go an ending lick. Just one lick, like, you know. You got to end it. There you go. Okay, that's the ending lick. All right. That's just the rule. You gotta play the last lick, you know. We almost done, y'all. Just couple more minutes. We gonna play. Replay. I appreciate y'all for having me. I really do. These are some fun questions, man. That MTD is nice, brother. It's very. It don't matter. Age is great, man. Shoot. Oh yeah. Hey man, I mean, you know. Go ahead, brother. I'm following you. Might as well end on like a pretty E major. Yeah. Pleasure, brother. One more. Miami. Man, y'all give it up for this dude, man. He came all the way from Miami, man. I appreciate y'all coming out today, too, and listening to my country talk. Flint, Michigan dialogue, dialect, whatever you say. Y'all know what it is. I don't know this. I ain't gonna lie, I've been thinking about Korean barbecue ever since. Man, I'm trying to get some swine. I'm trying to get some garlic swine and calf. Mm-hmm. I've tried to play guitar so many times, man, but I can't get around the little chicken neck, man. It just seemed, and I want to play guitar, man. Alan Holdsworth and Frank and Bolly, but I just, you know what? I can chop on guitar all day long, but I still use my fingers. But playing chords, that junk feel like, man, chicken neck, man. Oh yeah, you good? Speaking of Alan Holdsworth, your bass was broke? Oh no, did that just happen? Oh, I'm sorry, man. Dang, I hate when that happens, man. Oh man. Go ahead. Yeah. That was actually getting really fun. Y'all give it up for him, man. I'm sorry to hear about your bass, bro. I'm sorry about your bass, man. It's tuning peg, man. That mug stripped. Yeah. Sound good though, man. I ain't putting that. That's another thing. I used to tap when I started playing too. I was trying to be like Victor. Can't nobody be Victor though. Can't nobody be Victor Wooten, man. He's in his own lane. Man, I appreciate all of y'all for coming, man. I really do. I know a lot of y'all probably had busy weeks, and I know a lot of y'all probably tired. Like my man that I think he left. He said he's a nurse, man. I know he burnt, but I appreciate all y'all coming, and hopefully I was able to, give some sort of insight. I love answering people's questions. You know, it's when I first started doing bass clinics and stuff, I always would come with like this big trough of stuff that I would demonstrate. But I realized, like, what if I'm just talking about stuff that no one cares about? You know what I'm saying? Like, so then I was like, why don't I see what they want to talk about? I've had people ask me everything from bass stuff to like what my diet is, you know, like if you're interested in that and you want to know for your own personal reasons, so be it. So thank y'all for the great questions and thank y'all for coming. Sean, man, I appreciate you, brother. You scooped me from the hotel, man. I appreciate y'all flying me out. Replay, Guitar Exchange, I'll never forget it. Arigato gozaimashita. It's Japanese for thank you very much.